Hi guys, we just finished reading chapter 6, Summer Days. Early summer days are a time of jubilee for birds. I wanted to ask my readers what joyful thing happens to the goose in this chapter. I want to read from page 44 to give you a hint. Except for the goose herself, Charlotte was the first to know that goslings had at last arrived. The goose knew a day in advance that they were coming. She could hear their weak voices calling from inside the egg. She knew that they were in a desperately cramped position inside the shell and were most anxious to break through and get out. So she sat quiet still and talked less than usual. I want to pause here for a moment and talk about the word anxious. My friends have heard the word anxious before. Could you tell a sibling or a parent what anxious means? Anxious is when we're nervous and maybe a little bit afraid at the same time. Why do you think the goose was anxious? If you're on Class Dojo, I sent out this picture earlier. We're going to fill this out today and talk about Templeton's character traits. Before we do that, can you remember what does Templeton ask for in this chapter? I think you heard that he asked for the dud egg. Is that right? Do they give it to him? And what does Charlotte warn us of if Templeton isn't careful? Let's use those answers to come up with some character traits for Templeton. What can you think of? I think some of you said nosy, right? We can step it up a little bit if we use the word intrusive. That's like a $5 word. Intrusive means the same thing as nosy, which makes them synonyms. To support my character trait, I found evidence from the text. I wrote down, what happened to the other egg? Why didn't it hatch? Do you remember when Templeton asked that? He was being intrusive. Let's think of another character trait. We can tell that Templeton doesn't really care about what's right and wrong. Do you know what that is when you don't care about what's right and wrong? That's known as immoral. And we can see the smaller word moral inside of it. Usually we look for a moral in the story, right? What the author is trying to teach us. But in this case, Templeton is immoral. He doesn't care what's right or wrong. My evidence to support the character trait of immoral is he would kill a gosling if he could get away with it. If you can, comment down below and let me know what character traits did you come up with for Templeton. Hope you guys enjoyed reading chapter 6 with me today.